This place has been fabulous. It's really made things much easier. I want to get on with plugging up all these seedlings. There's quite a lot of them now, so I really want to get on with things. And before I do that, there was one particular tray of seedlings. Two trays actually, which demonstrate the next point I want to make very effectively. There was quite a lot of talk about whether or not to stratify seeds, and generally speaking, for quite a few varieties I think it is important. However, what is much more important is the quality of the seed. This tray of globulus, as you can see, perhaps 20 have germinated. They're a bit scruffy. That's more down to the fact that they're in the grow room, hence I'm very keen to start plugging these up now. Compare it to this seed tray, also globulus. There would have been around the same number of seeds to start with and no comparison. Much better germination rate, and they actually look healthier. There's been a reasonable amount of interest in my heated base in the video I made just about 13 months ago now, 14 months ago. So I thought I'd do an update and also on what I'd call multi-glazed seed trays. Some interesting info for you on both of these. The heated base is fabulous. The reason why I constructed it was that off-the-shelf propagators and heated mats tended to, well, they all failed after about a year, one season. This is in its second season and it still works fine, and I fully expect it to be working for the foreseeable future. A couple of things that I changed about it. I increased the height of the wall around, and instead of having the seed trays sitting just directly on sand, increasing the height of the surround has meant that I could build this mould, and therefore it better insulates and better transfers the heat to the compost and the seeds. One thing that I also did was I ran another cable, so there's two cables now. The original one, which runs back and forth like that, and then I put in another one which runs in the opposite direction. And the reason why I did with this was to better mimic what happens in nature, i.e. temperatures during the day are warmer than those at night, but I also wanted to raise the temperatures consistently above ambient temperatures. So warmer during the day, slightly less warm during the evening. Believe it or not, I made the mould that the seed trays sit in from cat litter, corn-based cat litter and the builder's sand, and it's been really effective and a little bit of an odour, but very slight. So very pleased with my choice there. I actually wanted clay, but I couldn't find any clay. The reason why I wanted clay was if anything happens and I need to replace the cables, I need to be able to take apart I need to remove all the surface layer of sand and this mould. So I don't envisage, as I say, that ever happening, but if it does happen, this medium needs to be reasonably easily taken apart. Multi-glazed seed trays. I think there's actually a diminishing return after perhaps 4, although I'm not going to bother doing any experiments or recording any temperatures, but I'll give you a run through of those temperatures that I did record and my interpretation of the results. So overall this works. having multiple lids on the seed trays works. The first graph here, I had one thermometer in this tray and one thermometer in this tray, and around about 4.5 degrees C difference increase. The multiple glazed seed tray was around 4.5 degrees warmer than the single glazed. But then I thought, well, perhaps there are anomalies in the heated base. Maybe there are hot spots. So I put one thermometer here and one thermometer here. And I got some strange readings. And that was because the sun was shining through the window and heating up the single glazed seed tray much more. So closed the blind and did the results again, and as you would expect, the multi-glazed seed tray was around 2 degrees C warmer, maybe 2.5 degrees C warmer. When I did the first graph there, the ambient temperature in the grow room here would have been around 6 degrees C. When I did this second graph, the ambient temperature, as you can see there, was around 10, 11 for the set of results where the blind was closed. So what I'd say, and I'm not claiming these are in any way scientific, but what I'm interpreting is that the lower the ambient temperature, the more effective multiple glazed seed trays are. I've highlighted the little dip there. When I first saw these, I thought, that's strange, what's going on? But all that's going on there is I was lifting the lid to have a look to see if the seeds were germinating, and you can see what a dramatic effect that can have, almost 5 degrees C at times. Anyway, then what I did was I took the multiple glazing off the back one and put it onto the front one, and as you can see there, about the same temperature difference. So I might not be claiming these are scientific, but I am claiming that in general multiple glaze seed trays will raise the temperature. And for these Paulownia seeds, which need a higher temperature, I'm continuing to use the multi-glazing method. And these are tomentosa seeds, and they look as though, one or two of them look as though they're about to germinate, so I'm pleased about that. A couple of other things to mention. The black fly this year is perhaps 2% of the infestation I had last year. I'm not sure if that's because they all got caught before they could lay eggs. Whatever the reason, there's hardly any black fly. So these fly paper absolutely has worked. Likewise, there's no slugs at all whatsoever this year, and there was a real infestation last year. So spraying with a strong brine solution has also worked. Thanks a mil for watching. Good luck.